All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another very exciting episode of the Jrod Pod. Now, today we have a very special guest. He's definitely been asked for a lot on this podcast, and his name is Trevor Moran. What's going on, man? I
How
know
we
we're not
doing?
really friends, but this is kind of cool.
Yeah, no, it's always good to talk with my old friend.
Yeah, yeah, totally. So, okay, so let's get this straight, right? So you were in Oakland County Prison for how many years? Just kidding. All right, so Trevor, he is he's a what's the word? What's that word? An enigma. Yeah, Trevor's an enigma in terms of, starting shit, being an entrepreneur. Because there's a lot of people that will start shit and don't finish it. And I'm one of those people that happens all the time. But Trevor here, he was actually one of the first people that started a business with me, Palm Trees Clothing, and that shit was great. And we had such high expectations for it, and we failed. But it goes on. So, Trevor, what are you working on right now? Like, what are some of the little ventures you're doing?
Well, right now I got TMG Group going, which is marketing consulting firm, and we've had to pivot quite a bit since Corona, but mainly working on geofence marketing and programmatic advertising right now.
What is that? What is Geofence marketing?
I can give you kind of the 1 minute pitch on geofence marketing. It's basically, say I was running a campaign for Starbucks down here in Miami. I'd basically geofence all of the locations of like coffee shops, maybe some offices, maybe a library, any place I think coffee drinkers would go beforehand. And anytime they walk inside that geofence, we pick up their mobile IP and basically track all their consumer data to then display ads in front of them on over 600,000 different apps and websites. So it's all
Jesus
through an
Christ!
app. Yeah.
Dang,
So
is that that's a new like kind of thing that came out?
yeah, that's kind of a newer thing. It was introduced 2019, maybe even earlier. It was introduced earlier, but it's starting to become more popular nowadays. And with Corona, obviously, it got hit pretty hard because it's very location based. But that's kind of where the programmatic kicks in. So
I gotcha. And then also, you told me earlier, don't you were also like looking into softwares as a service, right?
yeah, so I do some SaaS stuff. We've got software as a service for LinkedIn automation, which has been a very powerful tool, especially right now with B2B companies. Basically, goes through and contacts 100 people a day, 100 new people a day that are very targeted prospects for marketing companies or financial firms, stuff like that.
Damn. So does it like separate it between cold leads and warm leads?
So it uses Sales Navigator, which is kind of this extra service you can get on LinkedIn, and you can go through geo, you can go through company headcount, the title of the person you're reaching, all these different metrics that you can kind of like create a list of exactly the decision maker that would be for whatever service you're offering, and that list will connect with our software, and then you can start running the campaigns.
Damn, bro, this is a lot of shit. So how long have you been working on TMG Group Services? When did it start?
I've been working on TMG Group Services for about a year now. So before that, I was with Social Movement, which was a startup, pretty much Instagram, Facebook management. They did some website stuff too, but more that was more content based. Whereas here we're more ad based, I'd say.
Gotcha. Do you think that kind of like inspired you to start the TMG Group Services business?
100%. I think jumping into a startup during college, and I mean, you know me, I've always been pretty entrepreneurial and always wanting to
Oh, yeah.
kind of start something. But yeah, jumping into that and kind of seeing the growth of it, being in it. Well, one, it got me into advertising and marketing as a whole. It kind of I kind of found my path there, and then on the other hand, it was just yeah, it just showed me, I can really do it if I put my mind to it. I can make something happen. So
Oh yeah, 100%. And you've been doing that for a long time too. Like, remember when you bought that car when we were like 12?
yeah, yeah, good
Whatever
old day.
happened to that?
Bought the car. I was 14. So,
14.
but bought the car. I think it was ninth grade to go run around, sneak out with girls and stuff. And I think within like the first 2 weeks, my dad somehow found out about it. And then remember Joey Isley, his dad ended up selling the car, I think.
Oh, what? How did he get the car?
Because I wasn't 16, so I had Ben Isley, his brother. I had him signed for the car, and then I think Ben tried to get like insurance or license plate on it or something because I was driving with no license plate at the time. But yeah, and then his dad found out and all that. So
dude,
that was cool.
I saw Ben Isley actually. Like, when was the last time you saw him?
I haven't seen Ben. I haven't seen Joey. I haven't even reached out to him. I really should, but no, it's been forever.
Right? Yeah, dude, that was the same for me, except for like last year when I was super lonely in my apartment. I was like, who the hell could I hang out with? And then I realized, oh, Joey Isley. So I hit him up, and we actually went to this comedy store downtown Ann Arbor, and we were watching it, right? And then I realized, I don't know what made me think of it, but I saw Ben Isley the week before in Meyer, like in the back pushing some shit. Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, he's had that job for literally like 4 years, I think.
Wow.
I know, man. He's grinding though. Good for him.
Yeah. No, you gotta get it somewhere.
Yeah, dude. So what do you like more, like the party life at MSU or living in Miami?
I'll be honest, I love the party life at MSU. I was young. Well, I'm still young, but it was fun because you know everyone and you kind of like fall into your little circles. Yeah. And for me, I'm very outgoing, so like I met a ton of people there, had a great time. So it's definitely a transition. I've only been here for about 5 weeks, but I like this because I have more time to stay motivated and get my work done and way less distractions. And then by the time the weekend hits, I mean, like tonight we're about to go to the first ever socially distanced concert in the U.S. So that'll be pretty cool. So there's always really exciting things to do here. And then the weather here is amazing. So
right,
there's ups and downs with it.
Yeah, I mean, bro, you've been saying that you wanted to move to Miami for literally like since we were like in middle school. You're like, I'm moving to Miami. I'm starting.
Yeah.
You still want to start a nightclub?
It's definitely that's definitely. I think that's more of the 10 to 20 year plan.
Right.
But yeah, I think that would be a sweet thing to. Yeah, I'm into the entertainment side of things. So yes, that's definitely up there for me.
Yeah, dude, you've always come across as kind of someone that would definitely excel in entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, bro, imagine if you owned your own you owned your own nightclub, and then you have your TMG Group Services, which is, essentially marketing for people. But do you ever use those like skills for, I don't know, like a personal endeavor?
What for my marketing skills?
Yeah, like what'd you say it was called again? The geofencing? Do you ever use that to boost your own like business, or are you using that to help others?
I use that to help others. With our LinkedIn automation service, we use that sales wise. But to kind of answer your question in a little more detail, like I've always tried to make my business go with my pleasures, and my pleasures are obviously going out and having fun. So with social movement, when I was selling the Instagram management and all that, I was reaching out to all the bars at Michigan State. We got almost every one of them there, and then that kind of got me into the entertainment scene. And then when I started TMG, I was actually down here in Miami last winter break, and I got really connected really quick through a bunch of promoters down here, and I had a couple contracts for Geofence marketing for some of the nightclubs, which fell through due to Corona. But that's the ultimate goal, is eventually because right now I'm not very niche down. I kind of have clients in all different industries, right. But the goal is to kind of get back to the entertainment once it's back in business, and be running marketing services for all the big nightclubs and stuff. So that eventually, I'll know exactly how to market the nightclub once I get my own. So
right, yeah, dude, that'll be sick. And like, so okay, I just got to bring this up. So there's a lot of people that want to see your legs. Like, okay.
I got something cool. I don't even know if you've seen this yet.
Let me see.
But but I'll show you something new I did with my one leg here. I got the Captain Morgan tatted on me.
Oh, Captain Morgan, bro. What a guy.
Yeah. Woke up after my 22nd birthday, had that boy on there. So
how do you feel?
every time I take a shit, I remind myself how stupid I am. So
I mean, bro, we all make mistakes, man. There was one time when I was super fucked up. You know what the worst possible thing that can happen to someone when they're super just wasted and blacked out is, I mean, there's a lot of actual really bad shit that can happen, but one of the most just like kind of a fuck you by your friends would be to take your phone and then record you like using your phone and then post it on Snapchat. You know what I mean? That's just the shittiest.
I'll never forget. Do you remember Jordan Johnson's party?
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
You probably don't remember it, but when Mo cracked his head open and the cops came and everything, and you were the only super fucked up kid still in the basement, you're yelling at the cops.
I was yelling at the cops while I was hunched over the toilet throwing up, and somehow I was fine, dude.
Somehow. Yeah, that was yeah. You were asking for it that night, but dude, that was funny.
Real. So, being younger, and I'm sure that if there's any like young aspiring entrepreneurs out there, like when we were younger, when we were in like 16, we used to bring bags of our clothing brand to school to sell to people, just hoping that they would buy it. Be like, oh, you want some Palm Trees clothing? Yeah, just once that you come out with a fucking garbage bag, you know? Like, but dude, that's like part of it, you know? Like, if people are scared to be judged for trying to get their fucking product out there, it's just like the people that are judging them, you know, most likely just aren't confident enough to be able to do that.
Yeah. No, that's definitely definitely the start to entrepreneurship is like
humiliation.
Holding it, yeah, hold it's part of it, man. It's holding in your ego and being able to just say fuck these people. I'm gonna do me and try it. And like we did do that exactly. And yeah, we might have failed, but here we're still going, you know.
Yeah, so it was definitely part of it. Like, and with like you remember Pharma CBD?
Yeah.
So I started that at a time before it became really like CBD became really big, but now I'll be watching podcasts and like a common joke that I've noticed is like, oh yeah, like there's a guy who well, he says he has a CBD business, but like everyone laughs at it. So it's kind of like that thing where like I feel like a lot of people think of it kind of as like how people thought of Venmo. You know what or not Venmo, Vima. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it's not anything similar.
No, when you first started that CBD thing, I remember we met up and went to the Starbucks, and I was getting into the social movement stuff, and I was like, damn, that's a really good idea, because like you said, CBD hadn't like emerged and became this huge thing where like anyone can become an affiliate and sell CBD online. So yeah, no, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it was all right. But I mean, dude, did you know in Ann Arbor they decriminalized mushrooms?
Really?
Yeah, so now you can just go tripping around.
I figured that was the next. I mean, they did that in Colorado. Mushrooms are awesome though.
Oh, they're the shit, dude. Would you rather take acid or mushrooms?
Mushrooms all day. I can eat like a half ounce of mushrooms and still be walking. I won't be able to speak, but I'll still be walking.
Right. Whereas acid, I feel like once you take that tab and then like, you know, maybe you'll be feeling good for a little bit, but then you start feeling like grease, you know?
Yeah. It can throw it, especially for me. I know it's different for everyone, but it can throw me in just like the wrong moods. Whereas shrooms, I'm more just giggly and I'm just like loving life and I'm not really thinking too much. Where acid just throws me in just a whirl of thoughts. So
yeah, I feel that, dude. Remember when I was putting shrimps on your nipples that one time?
Remember we made that group chat on Instagram before like Instagram was like a big thing, and we added like 200 people to it, and you were posting weird pictures when we were on Ass in your basement.
We added a group chat with like 200 people.
We made a group chat of like 200 people and started sending weird shit.
Oh my gosh, dude! Did anyone even respond?
No, I don't think so.
They're probably like, "What the fuck is he's having a manic attack?" Something like that, dude. Yeah, man. So let's go into a little bit more of your marketing. So
Yeah.
in terms of like where you see your company in about 5 years from now, like what will be the difference from now till then?
Yeah, so like the goal right now is, I'm super hands-on. Obviously, I'm on sales calls all day or prospecting or putting together proposals and whatnot. So like it's super hands-on, very labor intensive for me. And I've kind of set the business up where we outsource almost all of our work. So so I've made it so it is I have like a scalable business model. But the plan here is kind of to get more sales guys on board eventually once I kind of have a little more money, a little more structure in the business, and get those guys up and running and basically just running the business for me. You know, this is 5-year plan, and eventually I want to build it out to where we kind of have a few massive clients that we serve, and we have good, long-lasting relationships with them, where they're spending enough money with us where we don't really have to be constantly trying to get the next deal. Right. And on top of that, so I'm trying to create this business where I don't really have to manage it that much. Because right now, like I said, I'm working all times a day, but so I want to make it to where it's kind of just a revenue stream for me, and I can take the money I've made and go into other ventures such as a nightclub, or we're looking into purchasing like an online internet business right now, like e-commerce, or even a SaaS business. So we're looking into that, but yeah, that's kind of down the line.
What's a SaaSy business? What is that?
A SaaS, a service as a software, or software as a service. So just like the LinkedIn stuff I do, except more internet based, where we can just run paid ads or do a bunch of SEO and have it subscription based, so that it's scalable and there's not too much work on the back end for it. So just like I said, another revenue generator.
Gotcha. So it's like you're trying to make it all kind of automated in a way.
Yeah. No, that's the goal here. And like I said, with this business, you have to have a human touch to kind of sell it, or sell our services. So we're obviously, there's always going to be someone involved, whether it's me, whether it's whoever I've trained, but yeah, that's the goal.
Who are you working with right now?
Right now, I've got Brendan Dragon. He's doing a lot of sales stuff with me in terms of outbound and what's it called, just putting together proposals and all that. And then all my work is outsourced to all my different vendors, except I manage the LinkedIn campaigns, and we also manage the programmatic and the Geofence, but those really aren't that hard to manage. So yeah, it's pretty much just us two. I mean, I've ran through a few different people, and this has been working out. It doesn't take that much. You just need a few dedicated people that know what they're doing. And that's why I see this business as very scalable, to the point where I can get someone else to do what I'm doing right now, and I can just kind of manage it. And maybe I won't make as much, but I still got revenue generating in that area. So
right. And it's your business too. So it's like, yeah. I mean, dude, that's like the fucking dream right there. Just having that automatic income. What's that book? It has that, it's like orange, and it has that guy laying on a hammock. Is it like the 4-Hour Work Week? You've ever heard of that?
I might have. I'm more of an audiobook guy.
Okay. Yeah, I never read it. I was just wondering. But yeah, man. I mean, so in terms of Miami, like I see that you're driving around, you're whipping around in some of those nice cars, those Ferraris and whatnot. How much does it cost? Like, because they have a lot of like those dealerships down there, don't they?
Ton. Yeah.
A ton.
Yeah. This is the one thing we say about Miami. It's all flash, no cash. So there's a ton of people renting and everything. If you go down to Ocean Drive, that's like the hotspot on South Beach for tourists. There's just a ton of people renting like cool Rolls Royce, Ferrari, Lamborghini with tops down, with like bumping music and shit. It's ridiculous. But
damn, sounds dope though.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. And what's really cool is there's a lot of opportunity here to make money on assets like that. So like if you have $1 million mansion, like you can you can rent that out for parties. If you have a Bentley, you can rent that out on this app called Turo, which is basically Airbnb for your car. So there's like a bunch of cool opportunities. Yeah, so I've been looking into that a little bit. I mean, nothing serious, but in the future.
Dang, dude, that's pretty legit, man. Miami seems like it's got shit going on, man. I
Yeah.
mean, and like in California, like something I always like more about like anywhere besides California, like I feel like in California, specifically LA, it's very like what's the word? Like pussyish or you know what I mean? Like they're just like always trying to tell people what to do and shit and literally coming across as impeding on free speech.
Yeah. No, it's a little more stuck up over there. What I like about Miami as opposed to LA, because LA is where a lot of like digital marketers are and whatnot, which is another, we'll go into that later, but another like opportunity I see here. But LA, I think the landscape and everything's awesome there. I think it's beautiful. But you know, that's where every Instagram influencer or wannabe Instagram influencer in the world is going. That's where all of these people are going. The rent's high, and it's it's just I like the atmosphere here because you've got the difference in class. There's like the super rich people, and the super rich people are super rich, and then there's like the not as rich people here where it's just like families that own like a small business or something, but it's all entrepreneurs and it's all like everyone's on this hustle mode, and I love that hustle mode. I think it's awesome. I think it just kind of gets you to be like, I want to be like that guy in that Ferrari or that guy with that yacht, like, and I'm seeing that every day. And you know, law of attraction. It's like when you're seeing that every day, you're like, damn, I want that. Like that's what I want to be in 2 years. So like,
yeah,
definitely helps you stay motivated here.
Yeah, that's fucking sick, dude. Yeah, man. Like I feel like even you know, growing up in Northville, like just being around all these like really wealthy families in a way, I feel like it kind of, a lot of people would say that it's like not good to be around that, but in a way, it kind of makes you set a standard for yourself. So you're able to like, yeah. So that makes sense, dude.
I think it totally does. Coming from Northville is like very prestigious area or whatever. But like what I see there is a lot of the everyone works for Ford or works for GM, and everyone's got relatively good income. So like there's not that huge gap. Whereas I see that here, where I can you know see the guy that's poor driving the piece of shit car. I can see the guy in the Ferrari, and being able to compare that and say, oh, do I want to be that guy in the Honda Civic or do I want to be in the Ferrari? Which one am I going to do? The Ferrari. So like, but no, I totally agree. Growing up in it, seeing it your whole life is a great like indicator of like, that's where I need to end up.
Right. God, man, shut the fuck up, Jigsaw. Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, like, God, I'm sorry. My cat just like totally fucked up my train of thought. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. Anyways, we're back. Yeah, man. Like, I wanted to move to LA for a while, but everyone's moving from there, and now the whole thing is on fire. So it's just like, fuck that, you know.
Yeah.
Texas seems like the place to go.
Texas, yeah, I was looking into Austin, Texas for a while because it's a lot of younger people. A lot of tech companies are moving over there too, so there's more money coming in, and it's super cheap rent. So like it, super cheap living at like total. So definitely a good spot. I think that if I didn't move here, it'd probably be Texas.
Yeah, Texas seems like a great spot. Joe Rogan moved over there too, so he's gonna be bringing a whole like scene of people over there too. And I'm sure he's gonna bring some of his weird ass fans too, you know, just lurking.
Yeah, like you.
yeah, like me. You know what the thing is about Joe Rogan though? I don't listen to him as much. I'm more into like just like straight up funny podcasts where they're not talking as much about like, I don't know, all these
like
political issues.
Shit.
Yeah, like I just don't. It's like, dude, if you talk about that stuff too much, like in every single one of your podcasts, even if you're not talking about it the whole podcast, it's like that's what people remember from the podcast because that's what everything is about now.
No, I was listening to your podcast the other day, and you're always doing goofy shit. But then,
Oh,
like, I listened to a couple of them where, like, yeah, there's some real talk while there's the goofy shit, which I really like. I think that's a good little mix rather than the straight business. Got to do this, whatever. And then
yeah.
there's, I like that a lot.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it because yeah, dude, like I'll catch my dude. I've had to normally when I record one of those podcasts by myself, I stop it and then restart it at least 5 times before I can get into the flow of things. Because I'll catch
Yeah.
myself just saying some weird shit in the beginning, going way too far, like in the weird realm. Have I sent you
Yeah.
that video of me up on the box, being holding this huge scroll, and I'm like, Thy King has some announcements to make, and I'm like, if you disobey Thy King, you will be scorched in blood, and it's just like really weird shit, and so I'll have to restart.
Hear thee, for the king has some announcements. Yes, from here on out.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen it, but that's fucking hilarious.
No, I didn't post it. It was close though, and thank God I didn't, because I probably would have freaked some people out.
Yo, what got you into podcasting? Because you've been doing this for like a year or so, maybe over a year now, right?
I was doing them consecutively for a while, but then I stopped doing them because I became depressed. And then after I got out of my depression, I was like, okay, I need to stop being such a bitch. And then so I started doing it again, and I realized now that I live out here, I'm not as close to anybody, so I'm gonna have to learn how to do it on my own. And so then I would just get on the mic and just start rambling about stupid shit. I'll have like 5 things written down, and then normally I end up not even talking about them. So, so it's just really.
I mean, where are you living right now?
I live in Ipsy. It's like probably 10 minutes
20 minutes
from downtown Ann Arbor. But
okay,
like,
that's not.
yeah, not bad at all. The only thing is, man, there's definitely like the other day I was walking through the student center area outside, and some kid with a mask on, he goes, I mean, not there's anything wrong with the mask on, but I couldn't see his facial expression really, except for his eyes. And he asked me, hey, are you registered to vote? And I was like, no, I'm not. He's like, oh, I can sign you up right now. And I was like, oh, I'm good, thanks though. And he looked at me and he goes, for literally like 5 seconds, and I was like, all right, dude, I'll see you. But it was super weird because a lot of the people here are very like, I don't know what's the word, like liberal, but also like liberal, but like extreme left. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so like it's just a very strange thing. Like in my discussion boards, whenever I'm typing, I always try to say some shit that will make everyone mad, but in a subtle way, because everyone.
Wait, are you still in school right now? Or are you working now?
I'm working and I'm in school, so I have about another year left of school. But I had an internship over the summer that now they hired me to like work for, because and the podcasting, dude, and exactly what you were saying earlier, like that law of attraction thing. Like I always have wanted to do like something in terms of producing, and so I just kind of kept doing the Jrod pod. It got me better at it. And then when I came into this company, I was an intern, but I was like, I'm gonna make your company grow like you've never seen before. Okay. So I was just like really just being like a little too much almost, but it worked. So they hired me. And so I produced a podcast called Culture Eats Everything. And what the business I work for does is we you know how there's a difference between like a growth mindset and a fixed mindset?
Yeah.
So even CEOs kind of need to be reminded of that, because so our clients are CEOs and then superintendents. And I figured what a great like group of clients to have on a podcast, just CEOs just asking about this kind of shit. So that's what we started doing. And something really cool too is there's this guy, his name Rashad Johnson, and he owns this company called Ardmore and Roderick, and it's the biggest like African American business in the US, I believe. And he's on so we have if you look up Culture Eats Everything, Rashad Johnson, he's like, he talks about how he had a blockage in one of his arteries, and it's called the widowmaker or something, because normally people die from it. But he went into the hospital and they did a surgery, and then after he got out, the doctor he's like, wow, man, congrats. Most people don't even live through that. You didn't even tell him that before. It was just like, what the fuck? And then so he goes on to say how, yeah, he's like, yeah, man. So for the next, few weeks, I was just crying. And it's just like,
Yeah.
damn, man, this is some crazy shit. But dude, that's, and it just kind of, it's a cool podcast, but like, that's kind of my thing. Like, I like making shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally. You always have, yeah. I'm in a different sense. You're more creative than me, because if you remember with palm trees, you were making all the logos and shit, and I was trying to figure out how to sell it. So,
yeah, and you need both.
Yeah, you need both. Yeah, of course. So no, that's awesome though. I think that's sweet that you did that with your company, because that's a huge niche to be in, especially with podcasting. I mean, it's all business people right now. So
yeah, for real, dude. Okay, but yeah, man, like, God, Jigsaw, can you please just get out of this room? You're really distracting me, bud. You're ruining the podcast. Okay.
how many cats you got now?
I have 2 in here. The
Do
rest.
you still have? What was the cat that we picked up with Elliot?
Oh, the one that he didn't want, that because it looked
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
His name was Andre, and he's still living with us. Healthy
yeah.
as fuck. He does have one of his hips, I think, is a little higher than the other, so when he walks, it looks really fucked up.
I remember he always walked weird.
Yeah,
that's.
Yeah. And
wait, so
always
how many
snot
did you
on his
say?
face.
Did you say 6 cats?
So I have 2 cats, but my family, we have 3, but we just saved a kitten from actually the firehouse that Leo works at.
Really?
Yeah, kitten wandered in there, and then now it's part of our family. So
Nice.
yeah, but yeah,
Big
man.
cat.
And then there's actually a place around here where we got these cats called Luke's Landing. It's like a nonprofit, and that's kind of where I started. That was honestly probably my first like freelance business or website I built, because I built the website for them just because their website before that was so shitty, and it was
I
made
didn't
by
know you were. Do you do that still?
what?
Build websites?
Yeah, I freelance it just for like
No way.
extra money.
I could probably have some projects for you.
Oh, yeah.
What, like, what do you do it on? Like Wix or WordPress?
So I've done it for a few different companies. I've used Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, and Shopify.
Shopify?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got a Shopify project right now. I can maybe get you on.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. And Shopify is by far, like, I think it's the best one that there is. The other ones are
in terms of e-commerce, yeah. I think WordPress functionality wise is the best, but I mean that's
like for design and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What is TMG Group Services made on?
We're on WordPress.
Okay, yeah, WordPress is good. There's one that's super shitty. I forget what it is. I mean, Wix is all right, but it's kind of
Wix is kind of
it's kind of childish.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So how long like do you work during the day till you decide it's time to get your
It kind of depends. Normally I'm up by 9, I'll start working by 10. And then honestly, Monday through Wednesday are my productive days, because it's like start of the week, gotta grind. And so I'm working like 9 to 5 probably, and then I'll take calls beyond that if needed. And then so that's like Monday through Wednesday. Thursday I always end up like yesterday, I just slack off a little bit. I always have calls lined up, so I got to take those, but I start slacking off a little bit by Thursday and Friday. But when I'm motivated, it's just nonstop.
I feel that, dude. Yeah, and then it's so easy to start just slacking off a little and be like, oh, you know what, I finished all my shit, and then like just keeps leading on into the next thing,
Yeah,
sometimes.
Especially like I don't work for anyone, so it's like I have to set my own expectations, and obviously I can always be like, oh, well, I don't need to do that. So but yeah, so that's my deal.
Who would you say is the most like in terms of you, and then you said Brendan Dragon works with you too, right?
Yeah.
Would you say you're better than Brendan Dragon? No, I'm kidding. Are you more?
I know more than him, just because I've been in this space. Like he graduated as a finance degree. He just started working with me about 2 months ago. So I have more knowledge in terms of digital marketing, but we're doing the same stuff. So I wouldn't say one of us is better than the other.
No, I know.
But,
I was just saying that.
yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, so Brendan Dragon, I feel like besides like the few times I saw him in high school, I remember him being at the Novi Sports Club, just short as fuck, like 4'1" or something. Probably not 4'1", but pretty short, you know.
That's what we always say, because remember, I was the tiny kid, and I remember first time meeting him, it was like, oh, short guys together, you know?
Was it like a big thing?
Yeah. Like when I met Gabe Hoffman, it was like a huge thing. It was, oh, look at them. Who's taller? Like,
how annoying, dude. That's such an annoying, like.
Oh man, yeah. Dude, walking through high school, just being the shortest kid. But I mean, you grow to live with it. Like it was, it became just part of me, you know. My Snapchat name to this day is Lil Trev.
Oh yeah, that's true. And dude, I feel like you have the most confidence out of like pretty much most of the people I know. So it's just like it forces you to like grow thick skin, you know.
Yeah, you got to roll with it, because you're gonna get made fun of no matter what. But I think at the end of the day, it's kind of a good thing.
Oh, dude. I mean, bro, like that one time I shit my pants, like, dude, I had to grow the thickest skin after that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that was hilarious.
I remember after that, like on the drive home, after I tossed my underwear out the window, I remember driving home and going to Lifetime and then just being like, all right, I'm going to go back up there and I'm going to apologize. But I knew if I didn't come back, then it would just be like, fucked, you know? So I just had to go back and make sure. And then like, I remember like, I think it was your brother. He was like, he said a joke. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, yeah, well, you want me to do it again, buddy? And or just, you know, just some stupid shit. But like, oh, one sec. This girl that I asked to hang out tonight just responded.
Let's go. Jrod Pod getting some puss.
No. No, but maybe tomorrow, she said. We'll see. Get that a lot. Anyways. Yeah, man. So, I mean, what was some of the struggles like when you were like coming up with the idea of what you wanted your business to be about?
So like I said, I was doing kind of similar stuff with social movement. I think the biggest, so like with the transition, I had this deal with NCG, which is a movie theater company. I was trying to sell ad space for them. Dang. So like I had a team I was working with, and they were doing cold calls and all that. But the biggest struggle I've seen is kind of figuring out what to offer, because there's so many things to offer out there. And so like with the transition, I kind of utilized the resources I had, and I had a lot of people on social media. So we were doing celebrity giveaways, which are basically just growing Instagram accounts anywhere from like 1,000 to 100,000 followers overnight. So we started with that and PR publications. And that was really cool, just because it was but you were constantly selling, and it wasn't like we didn't have residual income with that. It wasn't monthly subscription. So just trying to figure out what to do with like what services to offer, mm-hmm. and then learning how to target your prospect. You can't always be doing cold calling. Luckily, I came across this LinkedIn service, which has been great in terms of getting people on the phones and converting, you know, prospects to real sales. So yeah, I'd say that's one of the biggest challenges. And the other thing is, like, dude, when you own your own company or you're starting your own company, it's a roller coaster ride. Like one day you can be getting a ton of people that want this, and this, and it's like, oh shit, like next week if I close them out, like I can be making $25,000, whatever. You're getting yourself all picked up, and like I've noticed you're getting blue balled all the time. It's a sales position. I'm constantly being told, oh yeah, we need this and this. You seem like the right kind of guy. Like we're gonna go with you. A week later, I present it to them, and they're like, you know, it's not in the budget right now. Circle back. And it's just like, it's constant. And especially when, you know, you got to pay bills and whatnot, it comes to a point where it can be very frustrating. You're like, damn, like, is this really what I want to do? Like, is this really going to work? I always know it's what I want to do because it's what gets my rocks off. It gets me up in the morning going. But when the money's not flowing like you really hope it to, that's when you start to second guess. And I think the biggest thing is just keeping your head on straight and knowing that that's what you want to do, and you'll do whatever it takes to get there.
Right. Yeah. Just knowing deep within that that's your passion. If you keep going for it, you're going to get it. Even if it means you're going to lose a bunch of shit, your family, your friends.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, well, I'm hoping to keep them around, but, no, yeah. Like in terms of like cash, you want to, like, I can go cash poor as many times as I want to. I know in my mind I'm a billionaire, right? So I can, right. I will make it to that point. It's just gonna trial and error, and I'll figure it out. It'll come.
How much would you say the role of cash plays in like determining, or having a deciding factor in like what you're gonna do? Like, is it a huge thing that you're thinking about all the time, or are you thinking more specifically about your business and how to grow it? Because I know they go together, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they go together definitely, but at the same time, it comes down like if I've got some good cash flow coming in, then it's more of let's grow the business, let's see what we can offer for free, maybe for a free trial to like get more and more clients on. But when you're down to very little and you're like you got to make ends meet, that's like cash is everything. It's just I need to close this deal, I need to make this happen. But at the same time, with marketing, I mean, there's so many marketing schemes out there, and you want to make sure you provide value for your clients. So like I'll hop on a call with someone, and within the first 5 minutes, I know if I can add value to them or not. And if I can't, I will try to do whatever I can with them or for them. But if not, I'll be very upfront about it. I'll be like, look, honestly, with what you guys are doing, I don't know where I can provide value, and I don't want you to waste your money with me, right? Because at the end of the day, it's going to turn into we're just burning bridges for no reason. Yeah. You want longevity with your clients, so I think that's super important.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. I mean,
and I was having a bunch of issues with that with the celebrity giveaways I was telling you about earlier, because those don't really help your Instagram account in the long term. And every time I was selling, well, not every time, but a few of the clients that I had for that were like, dude, this isn't what we wanted. And I am very clear with them about what I'm providing
before you do it, right?
Before we do it. And then we do it, and some of them loved it, but some of them were like, this isn't what we wanted. Like, I got a bunch of followers from Brazil, and I was like, that's what I told you was going to happen. But so that's the other reason I kind of phased that out. But no, it's you got to provide value, or else your business is going to last.
Yeah, dude. All trial and error, for real,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, dude, because like, have you ever thought about growing your Instagram profile, like just so you're branding yourself?
I was going to do that when I was doing the celebrity giveaway stuff. I was planning on doing that. I don't have a lot of content. I'm really bad at taking pictures, or like good pictures.
I feel
that. And so like I was in the process of like about to like start the like promoting myself as like Trevor Marketer Morgan, like the go-to guy.
Yeah.
And then I realized with my business it's not necessary, just because all of the stuff I do is outbound and all LinkedIn. My LinkedIn profile looks like I'm awesome. So like, as long as I'm good on that for now, that's good. But eventually I'm going to have to turn to other platforms and probably start growing an audience. But like I said, like the content on my Instagram right now is all like me being in college, being a party guy. And it's just, that's not what you want for your business.
Right. I know what you mean. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And I feel like as you continue to grow your business, like, and start showing, I mean, you already are, but like, like really just scaling it. Like, I feel like that's when, people will start taking notice. So they'll be like, oh, like, what's this business? Oh, it started by, how old are you? 22? Yeah. Like,
yep.
By his 22-year-old, I wonder what he's about. And then they start going to your Instagram, following you and shit. And I feel like that's a better way to do it versus just like trying to build it straight up about yourself.
Yeah, no, that's I think that's in the future with me as well. Like, well, in this near future, like what I'm starting now is more and more people are gonna obviously take notice of what I'm doing as I grow, and I'm gonna need to present that in the right way. So you'll probably start seeing my Instagram turn into more of a business friendly Instagram. But as you know me, I love to party, and the partying will always be involved there. But
Yeah. People
yeah,
love
no,
to
that
party too.
people love to party too, and I kind of want to showcase my I guess my Instagram or my social medias is like you want to live like him, kind of like how Jordan Belfort is like he's doing business, he's doing good deals, he's making good money, and he's also having a great time living a great life. So that's kind of how I want it to go. So it's got to flow with what I do.
I got you. Yeah, man. Jordan fucking Belfort, bro. What a comeback. Like, dude,
He's killing it now.
how much money do you think he's making now? With like what was his podcast called? The Wolf's Den?
The Wolf's Den. I love that. That's my favorite podcast by far.
So good.
He's got a killer voice, and I actually used his what's it called, the persuasion thing, the straight line persuasion. I put together a bunch of straight line persuasion stuff when I was first starting TMG for sales scripts and whatnot. He's awesome. I love what that guy does. But dude, he's making a killing right now. He's making more money than, he's got so much influence that it's just they come to him. He doesn't have to do the stuff that I do with trying to get deals and whatnot. Like he's not reaching out to a bunch of people. They're just flowing to him. So he's got that.
What he did in the past too.
What's up?
All because of what he did in the past.
Yeah, and I mean he's got an unbelievable story.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Insane. So,
do you ever see yourself in the future being, I don't know, like packing your suitcase really quick, opening up the window and hopping out or anything?
With me, you never really know because I can be very unpredictable. But I will say in the past few years with college and everything, I've grown a lot and I've learned, what's right and what's wrong. So like, I hope that never happens, but at the same time, you never know. I could be that crazy guy, like it could happen. It's very possible. Anything can happen. So
as you're crawling out of the window, you look down and then you see like a box with a thing that says Jrod Pod, and I'm just sitting on it with like the shitty old mic. Hey, fuck. That would just be so fucked, dude. But yeah, man, I love just thinking of the worst fucking situations ever.
I know you do.
It makes me feel better about what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. So what'd you say you have to do after this?
I've got a call at 4, some YouTube promotion stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then we've got the concert tonight. So at about 5, we got some girls coming over here, and then we're gonna head to Fort Lauderdale. It's a hotel. So we rented these hotel rooms, and the concert's below. So like that's how it's socially distanced. It's like you're in your hotel room, and the concert's like right there. It's gonna be sick. Damn.
So you can open up the door or something and see it?
Yeah. So we'll all be on the balcony and then just like watching the concert. I'm ecstatic because I've not hit a concert since last summer. So
yeah, that's fucking sick, dude. Who are these girls? How did you meet them?
That's a funny story. So when we first got down here, we were swiping Tinder till our fucking thumbs fell off, right? Yeah. And we were getting no traction. No one was responding or anything. So then we made a group Tinder, which was like with all the roommates, me, Max, Dragon, and Mitch, and we started swiping, and within like an hour we had 20-30 matches. So we found these girls through Tinder. We've gone out with them a couple times now. Fun group from University of Miami.
Dang, that's sick. Are they hot?
Yeah, pretty hot. I mean, I'm not hanging out with ugly chicks.
Yeah, I know. I'm just wondering, dude. You never know. You might have a straggler in the group that needs that ugly chick. I don't know.
Yeah, they might have a straggler.
Oh man, could you imagine, bro? the worst thing that could possibly happen if that was the case, and there's 3 of you and 3 of them, is 2 really hot girls walking and then just some plumper just plopping in behind. You know what I mean? Like,
wait, that's why we got Max. We throw that to we call him the grenade. What's his name? Grenade. Fuck.
Grenade
I
catcher?
don't know. Yeah, no, he's bomb squad.
Oh shit, dude! What a good name. Is he into like the bombs?
In college, I've seen him take on some big bombs.
Oh man, like when you say big, do you mean like
Large
big?
and in charge, baby.
Oh
Big.
fuck! Like if you tipped her over, she couldn't get back up.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude. Well, you know what, man? Next week, Elliot is gonna be on the Jrod pod on a Zoom call. Would you want to be a part of that?
I'm all for it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Always
dude.
open to conversation with Elliot.
It will be silly because this podcast today was more so for our business Jrod audience. Okay, so all right. Well,
This
thank
one
you.
is boring. This one is boring as shit.
Yeah, whatever, dude. We got a lot of listeners, so it's straight. I'm sure some will like it. I got about actually. We just got our 30,000th subscriber. 30,000 subscriber.
No, you did that many?
Yeah, only for the audio though, not for the actual videos.
30,000 though.
Not bad. It was.
That's
What?
huge. That's huge.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I'm not making much money though, but
Are you making money from Anchor? I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
that.
I made
Nice.
about.
I was on a podcast the other day using Anchor.
Dude, Anchor is the shit. It distributes for everything. Eventually, though, like once I get like 100,000 subscribers, I'm just gonna probably try to set my have my Jrod pod website be the like sole thing for it. You know what I mean? Because that way I can use my own sponsorships and whatnot instead of having to rely on Anchor.
Yeah.
But so it goes. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's,
man.
it's the right.
Well, thanks for coming on, Team Org. TG. Wait, what did I used to call you?
Tregor.
Tregor Moran, dude.
Yeah.
Sketchiest guy ever. Oh my god, dude. All right, well, thanks so much for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. And
Yeah.
Don't soil yourself tonight, okay?
I'll try not.
All right, man. I'll see you.
All right, peace, John.